everyone, it's Luphisra here, and today I'll be playing Murders on the Yangtze River. So we're now in I think it's a detective's dream. As you all can see, this is not realistic at all. Everything flying here. Oh yeah.
这是你第几次回到这里了？
Oh, is this the place that I saved before?
我没数过。
Is this a repeat conversation?
第11次。
Whatever.
3年，几乎每个夜晚你都在这里。
Yeah, so what?
但你仍然找不到答案。而随着时间的流逝，
Is this person a protector or what?
你的记忆正在消退。别妨碍我。
They don't always seem to be getting along, for sure.
真相。那你可得抓紧时间了。
I mean, it felt like it was a protector because of what happened before, but it's just confusing. Okay, I can't talk to that guy. I've already observed this place. Should we take another look? Yes. Why not? Just reminder from me because I don't remember anything. Any paper or ashes scattered around the chair and on my brother's body. My brother was murdered on Ghost Festival Day, also the anniversary of our father's death. Coincidence? I think not. Unburned scrap of paper made of oiled paper. There are deep claw marks on the chair legs, along with traces of blood. And asbestos mash with burn marks on it. Asbestos in the middle have been replaced with wax. Only key to the room was found grasped in my brother's left hand at the time of death. Only my brother's fingerprints were on the key. Am I done with this place? I can just look at the previous things. Okay. Left curtain. Memory isn't pleasant. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Yes, I want to proceed.
This is all the case files here. You can take your time reviewing here. I'll go get the paperwork ready for your signature.
Thank you, Officer Jones. Coming to an end? It's not coming to an end. Okay, Appendix 1. On the afternoon my brother was murdered, Toby Chung was studying in the library. The library administrator, George, confirmed that Toby Chung had a clear alibi. Okay. Appendix 2. Case file shows investigation on Stonewu. Stonewu was a close friend of Brian, and it is said that they had a heated argument in the past. Stonewu suddenly left the UK the day before Brian's death. The police were unable to reach him. No one knows why he suddenly left, but this serves as his alibi. The department record in the appendix led to the police to exclude him as suspect. Auntie Chung has said that she sat at the gate all afternoon. Coffee shop staff confirmed this as fact. Auntie Chung mentioned brewing herbal medicine herself. Upon investigation, she was found to have a fatal illness with only 1 year at most to live. Oh, damn. Sad to hear that. Okay, this is the appendix. Morse code. This is the Morse code paper reel Officer Jones found at the crime scene. The center of the paper reel has a hexagonal groove. A groove, not a grove. One end of the paper tape has been folded over, forming a strange bend. The inner side of the paper tape is quite dirty and shows signs of wear and tear. The paper strip is filled with dots and lines, which are Morse code. That is a clue. Police have successfully deciphered the telegrams. Read the telegram. Here are the 5 telegrams from Mr. Bell to my brother, starting 2 weeks before the incident. Adjusted medication proven effective in small trial. Congratulations. Not your fault. No need to blame yourself. Drug development, challenging path. Keep going. I believe success awaits. Optimism needed. Assistance offered anytime. Stay positive. Understand concerns. Office meeting tomorrow, 9 a.m. Key. Only key to the crime scene was held in my brother's left hand during the incident. After examination, it was found that the key only had fingerprints belonging to my brother. A photo of the key. Distinct oriental style in its appearance, intricate craftsmanship. This key has a side cut mechanism, making it difficult to duplicate. This is the dagger that took my brother's life. The blood on it has already coagulated, I think. As Officer Joe mentioned, compared to a regular dagger, this dagger is lighter. The police have found 2 fingerprints on the dagger. Both of them belong to my brother. Interestingly, both fingerprints are located at the end of the dagger handle. There are also slight scotch marks on the ring at the end of the dagger handle. There's a map on the wall showing police jurisdiction boundaries. Red lines on the map connect to different crime scenes. Auntie Cheng's house is located in Area A under the jurisdiction of the Westminster Police Station. Newspaper. Deadly St. Mary Hospital fire claims lives of 20 patients. Heartbreaking. A copy of the Times on August 16th. The headline is about a fire incident. London St. Mary Hospital on fire last night, resulting in the tragic death of 20 patients. The fire broke out on the 2nd floor around 9 p.m. and quickly engulfed the entire building. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. There are thousands of letters piled up on the bookshelf. Surprisingly, those are letters from the infamous Jack the Ripper case. Among them, some provide information and some are claimed to be written by the killer. We all know who Jack the Ripper is, but we'll read about him still. Why not? Jack the Ripper, the most notorious serial killer in the world. In 1888, he killed multiple women in the Whitechapel area of London using extremely brutal methods. The victims were all strangled and had their abdomens cut open with some organs removed. During the killing spree, Jack taunted the police and newspapers by sending them letters, causing a great panic in British society at the time. Over a century has passed since the case, but due to lack of evidence, the identity of the true culprit and the actual motive behind the crimes remain highly debated. The fact that this person got away with the case, seriously. So I've read and seen everything, I think. Okay, not really. Police interrogation transcripts. The subject being Toby Cheng, Mr. Bell, and Mrs. Cheng. Whose transcript do I want to read? Toby, let's start from top to bottom.
Officer, I am a distinguished graduate of UCL. How could I possibly commit murder?
There's competition between ye and the victim, Brian Shen. Besides, you were the last one to see him before Brian returned to the apartment.
I did see him, but you can't condemn me as guilty just because I saw him, right?
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your answers to the following questions. On the day of Brian's death, August 15th, someone claims to have seen you two arguing.
What are you arguing about?
No argument. It must be someone trying to smear my name.
I don't believe you.
I can explain that.
Well, explain away.
At 9 a.m. that morning, I was going to the Wandsworth Library to borrow books, passing by Pimlico. I saw Brian coming out of Mr. Bell's office building. I greeted him, but he pretended not to hear. I was angry. I grabbed him to confront and discuss the situation.
So because he ignored your greeting? Have you ever wondered that he just maybe didn't hear you? You know, and if you really did ignore a greeting, you could just ignore him back. Why do you need to grab and confront him?
Just because you greeted him and he did not respond?
Exactly my reaction.
Not exactly. Mr. Bell's research project should be mine. He stole it away.
Oh, it's jealousy.
He not only shamelessly took my project, but also deliberately ignored me. Wasn't that infuriating?
How do you know it's like your project? It's not your project.
So you got into an argument with him over that?
I didn't. He seemed absent-minded, not responding as if he couldn't hear what I was saying. Later, someone looked our way, so I let him go. There was no argument at all.
So it was a one-sided, you screaming at him. Is that it?
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your answers to the following questions. Where were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon that day? And what were you doing?
I spent the entire afternoon studying at the library, then returned to the lab in the evening.
Okay.
Is there someone who can vouch for your whereabouts?
The librarian named George can testify for me.
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on
Okay.
you ken of others who might bear a grudge against Brian.
I wouldn't know. I'm usually focused on my academic pursuits and don't mind others' business.
Mr. Cheng, please cooperate with our work.
I really don't know. Only one time I overheard him having a heated argument with Stone Wu.
Stone
What's the
Wu. What kind
relationship
of name is
between
Stone Wu?
and Brian Shen?
Is it direct
Do you think
translation
they had
from
an
his
argument?
Chinese name? Is that it?
They are friends. Stone often borrowed money from Brian. Their argument might be related to money, but I'm not so sure about specifics. But
Okay.
Stone recently made a fortune. Moreover, he hurriedly returned to China the day before Brian's incident. Definitely fishy.
We'll verify. Whether you're deemed guilty,
Okay, no more questions from that guy. So now for Watson.
Mr. Bell, sorry for the trouble.
After all, Brian was a researcher in the project I funded and a friend of Joseph's. I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
All right.
This funding project is about...
Is this like Joseph's father?
cessation drugs?
They look similar.
Opium cessation medication is one of Watson Pharmacy's core businesses. We have always placed a strong emphasis on research and development in this area.
So he's trying to stop like the opium
person
like
we
obsession.
funded
Okay.
wasn't Brian, but his classmate, Toby Cheng. Unfortunately, Toby had lofty ambitions, but little progress after 6 months.
Okay, so he wanted to do too much and they're just unhappy that he didn't get results, so they dropped him.
Joseph introduced me to Brian. He was facing pressure from the Sassoon family due to his research. The Sassoons benefit greatly from the opium trade. They will by no means stand idly by. When I saw his research progress, it only strengthened my determination to support him.
Okay, so Brian, on the other hand, unlike Toby, actually did make progress, so it's not just talk. Got it, got
Also,
it, got
the
it.
reason Brian studied pharmacy and aspired to develop better opium cessation medication was because his family was ruined and devastated by opium.
Yeah, the father, he
I
got an
believe
obsession with
he is
opium,
the
then
most suitable person
died,
to carry out
obviously.
this research. I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
let's hope you're not the killer.
Someone hear you having an argument with Brian in the office on the morning of August 15th?
At 9 a.m. that morning, I had arranged to meet Brian for coffee to talk his recent conditions.
How's
What
you been
conditions?
faring recently?
The research faced some difficulties, and Brian was feeling quite down about it.
And he was comforting him, I guess.
I encouraged him to hold on, but he suddenly became very agitated, so we ended the conversation. It wasn't like his usual self. I intended to talk to him someday later, but
Now I'm confused. Like, it feels like they're making it sound like it's like he committed suicide, you
How
know?
long has he been in this condition?
in fact, during that period, his condition was quite worrisome. He became very pessimistic. In hindsight, I should have kept him a bit longer. I deeply regret that now. I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
Where were ye between 1 and 3 in the afternoon on that day?
There was a pharmaceutical industry seminar that afternoon. I was invited to deliver a speech.
You got weaknesses?
Alibi is solid. For now, that's all.
Officer, may I add a
Wait, his alibi is solid. You don't even check the alibi? You don't even check for other
Of
people and
course.
stuff?
Please go ahead.
Whatever.
Brian's research on opium cessation medication touched upon the interests of certain groups. I don't want this case to be overly influenced by external factors affecting police judgment. I also trust that the details of the case be kept confidential.
Aye.
Suspicious, yet makes sense at the same time.
The truth to light.
Okay, you're done with Mr. Bell. Time for the last person.
You police, let bad guys go. Bother this old lady instead.
Mrs. Chang, I brought you in for questioning because on that day you were...
Only one at scene? Suspect me as murderer just like that? Which fool would murder in their own home?
A lot of fools in life do that.
Ridiculous! Dare you stop brewing my medicine, curing illness, extending life?
I'll try to keep it brief. Where were ye between 1 and 3 in the afternoon on that day?
You ask where I was? It was Hungry Ghost Festival. Taboo to go out that day. Soak up sun, dispel bad energy. Been sitting in front of house sunning myself. You foreigners understand or not? On that day, Ghost Gate opens. Avoid going out.
I'll try to keep...
He's a suspicious, like, I mean, not suspicious, superstitious lot.
During that time, did anyone else enter...
Of course not. No one comes in without my permission. No one's getting in any day. Besides you police, who else likes barging into others' homes?
Did anyone else think you might have...
You can't even finish just like questions.
Brian, they've been staring in my
She keeps like interrupting him.
Aye, we've spoken to folk across the road, and nobody's laid eyes on the pair you mentioned.
I don't think she's making up though.
James and Mary from the cafe next door said the same. Are you?
I'm sure I didn't see wrong.
I'll try to keep it brief.
Okay. I'm done with that. The Sassoon family. The Sassoon family is a prominent family of Iraqi Jewish heritage. In August 1833, when the British Parliament abolished the East India Company's monopoly on trade with China, the Sassoon family took this opportunity to import a large quantity of cotton, textiles, and opium into China. During Lin Zixu's campaign to suppress the opium trade in Hunan, about half of the opium seized came from the Sassoon family. Following the signing of the Treaty of Nanking, the Sassoon family established several foreign firms in Shanghai. In the early days of the newly established Sassoon & Co., an average of 5,000 chests of opium flowed into China each year. They are the ones responsible for the Opium War and everything that happened. They're terrible. Terrible. Case file details. This is an overview of the case. The police conducted an investigation of each suspicious individual, but they all had alibis. It's a locked room and the only key was in Brian's hand, which led to the conclusion of suicide. At Agent Joseph's urging, the police conducted several additional rounds of investigation. The police visited places that Brian frequented, such as St. Mary's Hospital, Savage Restaurant. However, no conclusive evidence was found that could overturn the aforementioned conclusion. Here's attached a layout map of Auntie Cheng's house, as well as the photographs of the crime scene. No, I don't need to do that again. Okay. This is the autopsy report of Brian. And autopsy was person conducted by Joseph. The report mentions it can be inferred that the time of death was between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. The victim died from hemorrhage shock caused by a weapon piercing the left pulmonary artery. Body in contracted position, suspicion of strychnine poisoning, but no toxins were detected. Bruisings on fingertips with shavings in the nail folds. Healed wound on right foot. No other injuries were found, indicating no signs of probing wounds. In addition, paper ashes were found on the body and wax strips found on clothes. Okay.
Master Shen, this here is Sergeant Gaunt, in charge of investigating your brother's case.
Family of the deceased. The investigation into this case is done and dusted.
Yeah, I don't think he did a great investigation. I don't like this
Sign
guy.
here.
Sergeant Gaunt, I can't sign it yet.
What you say?
My brother won't kill himself.
You questioning the police, are you?
Yes.
No,
That's exactly what I'm doing.
I just feel that.
Mr. Shen, we hold your brother's case in the highest regard. Very seriously.
You don't seem like it.
Conclusion reached after meticulous investigation and careful consideration. Whether it's Joseph or the more experienced Sergeant Gaunt, both are on board with this conclusion.
Ain't you here to collect the remains? No signature, no go with the rest of the bleeding paperwork.
Yeah, I don't like this guy.
我自杀。如果我签署了这份文件，就这个案子尘埃落定了。我不能就这样轻易签字。哥哥，你到底经历了什么？这种感觉，似乎什么地方不对劲。
Mr. Shen, are you feeling unwell?
It's his
Avoid
other...
that. There is an inconsistency between a certain item I saw earlier and the documents in my hands.
The bee? What about that? Post office telegram, not this one. The burn scrap the paper? There's a file folder from Police District B which contains information that contradicts one of the pieces of evidence. Did I actually already look at the thing already? I don't remember. Yeah, before that. Can I save? I can't save, damn it. I don't understand. What? abnormalities, no defense wounds. Stabs. What? Inconsistency between a certain item I saw in the document in my hands. District B. A file folder. The B is... Oops. It's an A. Why is it in B?
Officers, I noticed that the letter B is marked on each folder. Is this the police station's code or identifier?
Aye, that's our station code. We're mainly responsible for security in Kensington.
But my brother's death occurred in
The
District
map
A.
indicates that the house where the murder occurred is located in the city of Westminster. On the map, Westminster is labeled with the code A.
Why are you guys in charge?
Questioning if we ain't got the authority.
I'm just raising a reasonable doubt.
I've mentioned to you before, we received the initial distress telegram. That day, I showed Joseph the distress telegram. We knew the address, so we went together.
The person who sent the telegram is crucial. He is likely a key witness. We should continue.
The scene's a locked room, and the only fingerprints on...
Yeah, this guy just doesn't want to investigate, you know? It's a thing that's consistent with, old cases. A lot of the old cases, are unsolved or, something bad happened because these authority figures, they don't want to do their job. If you like true crime, you know.
Just these
It's
bits alone are enough.
a thing
As a
in the
suicide.
past.
Unless you can cough up some proper evidence, go on and get out of my sight.
Yeah, I don't like Sergeant Gaunt. He just wants to close the case.
哥哥，
He doesn't want to look
什么是
for the
不好
truth.
呀？
Bullshit.
他也像旅行家一样四处冒险，但他们总能发现别人注意不到的细节。
说不定有什么细节被我忽略掉了。
If you claim my brother stabbed himself, this piece of evidence seems peculiar.
Okay, give me a hint. Examine the weapon stabbed by Brian. Dagger is very light, bearing only Brian's fingerprints at the end of the handle. There are scratch marks on the ring of the handle. But there are bruises on the fingertips on both hands, and they're wood shavings. And there's scorch marks. Why are there scorch marks? It's burned. brother's fingerprints. Scotch marks on the ring of the handle. It's the kerosene lamp, isn't it? They like burned it and then it dropped or something like that. It was held up by the cotton threads. Either the lamp. This one? I might be wrong, but I got a few tries.
Station's got plenty on its plate waiting for me to sort. Yeah, if you're sticking to the murder angle,
Okay, that's not it.
I'm my time entertaining your chat.
If you doubt the suicide conclusion, you need to...
Allow me a mo-
Okay, not that one, so...
If you claim my...
Autopsy report?
I recall in the autopsy report, there was no evidence of probing injury, correct?
Guess you've been paying some attention. Not entirely daft, are you?
Oh, shut up.
Probing wounds usually show up in suicides, but your brother didn't have any probing wounds.
So how did he
Your
suicide?
brother knew medic. He knew how to put an end to himself quickly. No probing wounds. Makes sense.
You just want a quick and easy way.
If you claim my brother...
Is it just this? Like the burnt mark? What's the burnt mark for?
Officers, something still puzzles me. The fingerprints found on the dagger belong to my brother's left index and thumb. And the fingerprints are located at the end of the knife handle. It seems that he wasn't gripping the dagger, but rather holding it between two fingers. In this position, how could he have stabbed himself in the chest with the dagger?
Clearly that ain't the way he held the dagger when he offed himself.
But if he
So how did he elt himself?
different way, there should have been more fingerprints left.
Not necessarily.
We speculate your brother held the dagger through his shirt sleeves.
Oh yeah, of course.
Left.
What the fuck does that? Like, honestly, you want to kill himself? Why do you want to do that? You guys are just picking the easy way out.
Intended to kill himself, why would he avoid leaving fingerprints on the dagger?
That doesn't matter.
It matters.
Mr. Shentunai, get upset. We're not trying to make things difficult for you deliberately.
You're just fucking incompetent, assholes.
Detail your questioning, even if it's in doubt. It's didn't change the conclusion.
It fucking does.
It was a locked room. Door, windows, skylight, all locked from inside.
You guys are just too dumb to figure out a way to
The
solve the
only key
locked
was in
room
your
murder. You
brother's
just want a
hand.
quick solution.
There is nay a second person who could have committed the act in such a situation.
Incompetent assholes.
Are there truly no other possibilities?
Of course there is. Brainstorm.
有没有可能，凶手提前复制了一把钥匙呢？
Okay, hold on. Let me save.
神先生，我跟你说过，
Why are you looking like that now?
握在你哥哥手中的是房间唯一的钥匙。
How do you know that?
复制一把钥匙并不是多复杂的事。
你对你的无知一无所知。
Why are they Chinese now?
显而易见的问题，警方会考虑不到。
Yes, because you are the sergeant. I don't trust
人
you.
家的钥匙采用了一种独特的东方设计，你在案卷中见过的。我找了不少锁匠来核实过，没人能做出一模一样的。
当真如此吗？
It doesn't have to be exactly the same, right? You just need to open the door.
可，郑阿姨的家里为何要用那么复杂的钥匙和锁？
原因不重要，
It's important. Of course it's important.
这让案发现场成为了一个密室。
应该还有其他的可能性存在。房间唯一的钥匙在哥哥手里，更可能是因为凶手。也许凶手锁好门后，又用某种方式将钥匙送了回来。
哦，通过哪里送回来？
Could be through the window, right? Didn't they say the... Was it the window open or the what? Showing rest hasn't been opened. It's not the skylight. Could be the door.
通过门送回钥匙，毕竟门是房间唯一的出入口。
可是，凶手要怎样通过门把钥匙送回被害人手中呢？
凶手或许可以利用屋内的某些物品制作机关。
Has to be a mechanism.
什么机关能把钥匙准确地送回被害人手中？
首先，凶手要用这件物品将钥匙和哥哥的手连接起来。
I had no idea if that's the
凶手可以
case.
利用煤油瓶中的棉线运输钥匙。
可警方没有在地上发现什么棉线。
It could be burned.
运输完成后，他完全可以将沾有煤油的棉线点燃烧毁。
可钥匙上既没有沾染煤油的痕迹，也没有烧灼的痕迹。
容我再，首先，
I have no idea.
这个
容我。首先，凶手要用这件物品。
I really don't know. Morse code real?
凶手很可能是利用这卷摩斯码纸盘，将钥匙收入屋内的。
摩斯码纸盘，
纸袋的内侧比较脏，有一些磨损痕迹。我怀疑，这是纸袋在地上拖行所产生的痕迹。
不可行。首先，电报机的朝向就是问题。电报机上的纸盘指向实验桌的方向，而不是指向房门。其次，从空间上看，电报机、被害人和房门并不在一条直线上。
Was it the candles then?
有角度差，还有高度差。小子，凶手是怎么用纸袋把钥匙送回你哥哥手中的？
仅凭纸袋是不够的，凶手应该还用到了房间中的一些其他物品。究竟哪些物品构成了机关？它们又是怎样运转的？我需要把思路好好整理一下。
Oh, damn. The killer likely created a mechanism using the paper strip and some other items in the room to return the key back to my brother's hand. I need to figure out these items. The brother's here. So if you use the paper strip, telegraph thing is here. He's here, so it's candles? Examine the scene to find connecting components, track limiters, and power source of the mechanism. There is a chair there. Has to be this. One of that chair. Chair. There's another chair here. The desk. The candles. So oh, does it light up when it's, or is it just like different items? It's just, yeah, it's just a different item thing. This, that. And then I don't know. The candles are important though. Why? The house's story. I'm so confused. This? Paper. Skylight. The murderer likely used a mechanism involving Morse code. I need to select these items. Connecting components. Track limiter's power source of the mechanism. This is how the way to transport. This is how it runs it. Is it? Or the cylinder? I don't know. Because it's here. Connect it to there. It has to use this somehow. They connect from the door inside. This is the first try. Let me just do that. Key will be pushed straight back. Items needed to change the direction. I'm sorry. I'm too dumb. Can you help me? This chair, this one, and this one. Oh, the candles are important. Okay. I'm too dumb. Okay, I'm too dumb.
That's how it is.
I'm too dumb. I needed help.
Officers, I know how the killer returned the key.
He's a genius, I'm not.
Mr. Shen, then please, share your thoughts.
The killer indeed used the code paper strip to transport the key. He inserted one end of the paper strip into the key's chain hole and bent it back in reverse. Used my brother's hand to hold onto the strip. Next, used a candle to change the direction of the strip and keep it down with a low stool. Installed the reel onto the phonograph. When the phonograph was activated, it retrieved the paper strip and pulled back the key. The key had resistance when passing through the hand, causing the strip to detach. Then, the key stayed in his hand. This is the method the killer used to return the key.
Also explains the setup. And how he left. So he could have just left and then the key would have went back into hand even if he wasn't there, right?
Interesting.
Since the Morse code paper reel is not a component of the phonograph, we all instinctively assumed that it could only be installed on the telegraph machine. But in fact, the telegraph machine can't retrieve paper strips. What truly aided the killer in this scheme was the phonograph by the desk.
The phonograph can have so many uses.
Oh, technically, yeah. Identify where the paper is placed and the part that caused the paper reel to fall. This nut has the same hexagonal shape as the slot in the center of the paper reel. By fixing the paper reel here, the killer could retrieve the paper strip using the phonograph. However, if the paper reel was installed here, it cannot detach by itself. But if I on the ground, to point out where it detached. The detached part because it like would roll back, isn't it, when it's playing? Like, I don't know. How did it do that? How do I? It's indeed this photogram's tone arm that caused the paper reel to detach.
Officers, please take a look. The phonograph's tone arm continuously shifts to the right during music play.
Oh, so it just bumped into it and it fell off.
The tone arm pushes the paper reel away and the reel rolled into the position where it was found. So, the killer's artifice of creating a locked room illusion stands completely exposed.
Mr. Shen, that's truly an enlightening deduction.
And then we don't know who the killer is,
What's
obviously.
your opinion, Sergeant Gaunt?
I have the feeling Sergeant God's not going to just take it. He's too arrogant, I think.
Your speculation does have a certain level of plausibility.
Or maybe not.
Could the police say that?
But
See? He's not going to believe.
it's just speculation. Cracking a case comes down to evidence and facts.
And I provided you with evidence and facts as to how he could do it. It matches with the things in the room that you can't explain. But yet, no, you just wanted to call it a suicide and be done with it.
My statements are backed by factual evidence.
Your speculation does seem to explain some of the phenomena at the scene.
He just doesn't want to you know.
But there are still fatal contradictions between it and some crucial facts.
Oh yeah, prove it to me.
What
What
facts?
facts?
Time. Between 1:40 and 2:30 that afternoon, the cafe downstairs heard uninterrupted phonograph music.
It's like 46 minutes of
If
photograph
the killer
music.
turned on the phonograph to transport the key back into the room. Then, before 1:40, he must have locked the door and left the scene. According to autopsy, your brother's time of death is estimated to be between 2 and 3. Of course, it can be narrowed down further to 2 to 2:28. He was dead when the police arrived. You catch what this implies? Even following your speculation, your brother got stabbed after the killer left the room.
No, there is the kerosene lamp with the dagger.
Blows the foundation of this reasoning out of the water, doesn't it?
Is it possible he was attacked before 1:50, with death occurring after 2 o'clock?
You know he died from a weapon piercing the left pulmonary artery, causing sudden cardiac arrest.
What about the burn marks?
In other words, he died instantly, right after getting stabbed. The blood stains at the scene.
He doesn't have to be there. He just burned the thing and then the dagger dropped and the brothers died.
Situation be due to... Since the door was locked first, then the murder. The killer likely employed a method to delay the time of the murder.
How can that be possible? There are no signs of binding or defense wounds on your brother's body.
It's not the brothers, the knife.
Just stand by and watch the killer set up a killing mechanism.
I suspect my brother had lost the ability to move at that time because...
This, thing. We don't know what this is, but I have this feeling like it's like knocks him out or something.
How this ever...
Allow...
Mr. Shen, but
You have to do it again.
without solid evidence,
Sorry, I just don't like this
forever
guy.
remain just that, speculation.
And you for being incompetent police.
There must be some fact I overlooked.
Okay, so second chance. I have to do it again. Oh my god.
I suspect my brother had lost the ability to move at that time
Because it's not this one, it's bruising on the fingers. A statics drug would incapacitate someone, and a piece of evidence suggests that Brian might have used anesthetic drugs. I don't remember. Oh, wait. No, not you. Was there a telegraph thing that said that he, this one? It's the only one I could think of.
How this...
Allow me...
No?
I suspect my...
It couldn't be this burnt piece of paper, would it?
Unburned paper found on my brother's body is highly unusual. Perhaps this paper is a crucial item for creating a delay device.
Cody, you take a crack at explaining this.
It's just a speculation. relying on it may not be convincing enough.
Allow me. I suspect my brother.
So it's not that wax cylinder. Wax strips. Recently healed wound. The feet, maybe? Because he was hurt?
My brother's autopsy report is the best evidence. Officer Jones mentioned that most contortions are related to paralysis of the back nerves. I suspect the killer used anesthetic drugs on my brother.
We've suggested this direction early on, but toxicology results came back all negative.
Perhaps a substance undetectable with current forensic expertise.
Can't confirm or deny that possibility. But before delving into the drug angle, a more pressing question is, if there was no one in the room at the time, how did the weapon pierce the victim's chest? No crossbows or similar devices.
Because of the cotton stuff, the
Sir
threads.
Jones, was the dagger vertical to the ground at that time?
At that time, the body was in a contorted position, the chest almost parallel to the ground. The dagger was thrust vertically into his chest. It can be considered as vertical to the ground.
Vertical to the ground. And the location where my brother was murdered happened to be directly beneath the skylight. This is likely not a coincidence.
Are you suspecting
He tied the
killer
thread
hung
to
dagger
the
on
window.
Skylight?
Yes.
On second thought, the skylight is very high and it's impossible to reach without a ladder. But Mrs. Cheng's house doesn't have a ladder. There were no signs of anything being moved at the crime scene. How was the dagger hung up then? It can't have flown there, can it?
Officer Jones, you reminded me. This item made me realize how the killer suspended the dagger.
Again, I don't know. Suspending the dagger at a certain height requires a flying object, which is hidden in a piece of evidence. It's hidden. Is it the apistos or the unburned scraps of paper? Was it like a airplane, like a paper airplane?
Hold on, there's no...
Allow.
Okay, not that. Is it
This
the?
made me.
I have no idea.
Hold on.
This item made me.
It's hidden within. I don't know. Flying object. flying object? What? Oh. Sorry.
Mr. Shen suggesting the photograph along with the dagger
Not the photograph.
took off.
This lamp
He
thing.
means the lantern in the photo. That idea does have a touch of imagination to it.
But can a lantern truly carry a dagger and take off?
Yes.
At room temperature, air density
It's
is
like a hot air balloon.
pound per cubic foot, while hot air in the lantern is 0.06 of a pound per cubic foot. 35 cubic feet volume lantern, excluding its own weight, can lift an object weighing up to 9.17 ounces. The dagger weighs 5.64 ounces, requiring only 24 cubic feet of...
Well, at least you're smart enough to be able to calculate that.
Sergeant Gaunt's calculations are precise and admirable.
Never thought Sergeant Gaunt's math skills were so deep and unbelievable.
Just a bit of a private hobby, you know.
So
Good to know that you're good at math at least, because I'm terrible at it. It was burnt. Okay. So it was this. This. I'm guessing this has something to do with it.
I got it.
It's just burnt up.
The asbestos mesh serves as the base support for the lantern, with a stone wax as the heat source. This partially burned piece of paper should be part of the lampshade. On the lab table, there's a stack of identical, large, lightweight sheets of paper.
I didn't ken what method the killer used to completely burn the lampshade like that.
I believe the lampshade must have been brushed with kerosene. When the flame spread, it could burn down the entire sky lantern.
No wonder there were paper ashes on your brother's body.
Yeah, because they burned the
The
lantern.
position where the lantern hangs from the ceiling was not controllable. How did the killer ensure that the falling dagger would definitely stab the victim?
Cotton threads.
Besides, about the death time delayed, how did he control the timing of the dagger's descent?
Cotton threads.
There should be another mechanism at the scene, composed of a sky lantern and some other items.
Oh my god, I'm doing this. There's the skylight. There's the cotton threads. Space limiter. 2 places have burnt marks. Should be from the mechanism activation. This place has scorch marks. The mash is charred black. Lantern. Scorch marks. You know, I'm gonna take a little break here first. I'm just gonna take a couple minutes to organize my thoughts, because I really don't know. I'm kind of too dumb to figure these things out, so I'm gonna take a break here for a bit. And then when I come back, I will continue trying to solve this puzzle. But for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.